Hi guys, how are you? This is Joyce. Welcome back to our GH live stream room. So today we're going to share with you those 6 winter colors with our G651. For these kits, it's including 6 pieces, the dark winter colors, and 4 pieces, the deep blue, the base activita, the top, and the brush saver. So we're going to show you these colors. As you can see, there are 6 winter dark colors. Looks mysterious. For those colors, we are going to share with you the tutorial with croc cell, factions but not too old style. And actually later we're going to show you the tutorial directly. So let's go. So ends for this kit. And this kit we have the limited time sliding due to. And for this kits, we have the limited time sliding due for on your 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Okay, and on your Fridays, the 21st of August for this one. Yes, for the limited time sliding due for this powder kits, we have the favorable price. So you just need to give the 26 US dollar to get these kits on 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, the Friday, the 21st August for G651. I think it will be soon. So now let's go for tutorial. We already do all preparation for the nails. We already washing the hand, push by the cuticle, and cut off. So here's the color. Today we're going to show you by using the number 96 and the number 93. So we need to roll the powder first and open the cap. And here's the 108. Here's the super black color for this one. And this one is from our G6605, the 180. You can find this color from our G6605, GH180. It's the glitter with a little bit golden. So first we need to use the nail stick or toothstick or any stick to help you to stir the powder to avoid it sticking with together. Here's the important parts when you dip into the powder that we won't let your nails get lumpy or uneven. So every time you need to stir the powder first. Because we are going to do the tutorial, we open all colors. But if you're doing at home, just open the colors you need. And then keep cap tightly closed. Now here's the bumper pad. For the bumper pads, we use to dry the nail bed. So if you have the prime or the balm at home, you can use them. For this bumper pads, you can find from our dip powder accessories kit. For our bumper pads without any smell and with fragrance. So here's our number 1 base. We're going to open it and show you to use it. So first, we're going to use our base. And for the base, if you find it cannot open, you will keep it on the warm water. But after using, you need to keep the cap tightly closed and clean the mouth of the cap, mouth of the bottle. So here's one. We're going to open the base and to apply the base first. To apply the base to your entire nail. And select the color you want. And dip into the color. And take out and tap off. So we need to using the brush to help to brush off any dust particle or any excess powders from your nail. For the brush, you can find it from our Dip powder accessories kit. So here's we are going to apply the second layer of our base. So when you apply the base to your entire nail, you will find that you need to brush it evenly and put your finger 45-degree angle and dip into the powder. And going to tap off. For this brush, you can find it from our Dip powder accessories kit too. So now, because our powders is the fast drying dipping powder, so it's dry already within 30 seconds. So now we're going to apply the base to your entire nail again. We are going to apply some black colors on it to let the color looks more obvious. You just tap on the nails randomly. And to take our 180, this color is the glitter color. It is from our another powder kit, the G6605. I think most of our customer already know we have launched 5 kits with 12 colors per kit. So you can find this color from our G6605. The number code GH180. So we take out the crux cell. For the crux cell, we got several kinds of the crux cell. Here's the biggest size one. And for this crux cell, we need to separate it by the tweezer. Because it's more light, with lightweight. So when you put it on the nails, it won't feel so heavy. So nails, because we cannot let the base to wait too long, so we need to apply the base again. So here's the point when you're doing the design. If you are using our fast drying dipping powder, you do not need to worry when your powder's on the nails. It will easy to remove or come off. You just need to apply the base again to let the crux cell to stick with your nails. This time we're using the base to do the decoration because we know for the base it will be more slower speed to get dry. So that's why we suggest to use the base and then to apply any sequins or crux cell or any glitter on your nails to make the design. So every time it's better to use the tweezer to help you to put down the decals or the sequins or the crux cells randomly, but lay on with your nail plate. Okay. Just put it randomly, but it looks not too dry for this style nails. So here we're going to apply some base, but you need to apply a little bit less. Do not apply too much base to your entire nail. And then using the nail tips, because it's so many layers on, so we suggest to using the nail tips to screw the powder and sprinkle on the nails, that the surface will look more thin and your nails will not feel so thick. So here's the point. So for another nails, we're gonna do this tutorial again to repeat this step. So now if you're first watching, just follow with us. So here first we need to apply the base to your entire nail first, but you need to brush evenly every time and dip into the color powder. So actually for the sharp nail, we don't suggest using the clear powder as the first. But if you want the clear powder as the first, you could buy our dip powder accessories kit. It includes 1 piece 2 ounce natural powder, the clear powder. It's durable, you can use it for a long time. So we need to do 2 coats for the color. Here the second coat, we're going to use a brush to tap off. And then using the base again, we need to brush evenly. From the middle left to the right. And then apply some black color to make your designs not looks dry. And then to apply some glitter, the 180. This color is from our G6605. So later we will show you the colors on our group and below on our video. So we need to take out the crop cell by the trickster again. And we need to using some sequins too. For this kind of the crop cell, I think it's more easier to make, although it needs you to separate it, but it's with lightweight. So when you put it on your nails, you won't feel so heavy or so thick on your nails. And although using the base, it could be stick with your nails. So you need to apply the base, but every time please keep brush evenly. Here's the very important point. So we need to let your nails to decoration with the crop cell. For the crop cell, it just like the sequence looks gorgeous, but it's with different shiny looks. It makes your nails designs looks more stand out. So here's some sequins. The small sequins, it's with lightweight. And when you're using the trickster to make it, you could do it randomly to put it to the place you want, but you need to put it on the nails before you apply. You need to apply the base to your entire nail. So you need to apply the sequins randomly like that on your nail plate. So here's the point. We're going to apply the base. To apply the base again, because later we need to put the clear powder to protect your nail design. So here's the point. We do not dip into the clear powder. We're using the nail tips to screw the powder and sprinkle on the nails. Here's the point that your nails won't feel so thick. For our clear powder, we have both used. It is fast drying system too. You could use it as the base and you can use it as the cover powder to protect your nail design. So we're going to do another nails. We're going to do the nails for your top finger. First, you need to apply the base evenly from the middle left to the right. And then dip into the powder. So as you can see, for our powder jars, the mouth is big enough, so when you dip into the color powder, you will not feel the powder easily overfill. It will overflow or spill out. We're going to use a brush to tap off. So now we're going to apply the base again to your entire nail. And you need to brush evenly for every layer. And put your finger 45-degree angle and dip into the powder, stay for seconds, and take out. And going to tap off. So here's the base handle way when you're using the powder, dip powder. Using the brush to brush off. And for this finger, we are going to do the decoration too. So now we're going to apply the base. For this time, the base is using extra glue to let your glitter to stick with your nails. But first, you need to apply very lightweight glitter. For this glitter is from our G605, the 180, the color number. So we're going to tap on the nail edge, the bottom of the nails, and looks like just the ombre looks. But because we already do 2 coats for the color powder, and your nails won't see through, although it is the fake nails, the artificial nails. So for this now, we're going to put some crushed cell too. So first, before you put the crushed cell, you need to apply the base. For the base, you need to apply it very thin layer, but brush evenly for every time. And do not let the base to get on your critical part. It's very important. If you put the base to get on your cuticle first, you won't feel good. And for the powder will be easier to stick with your cuticle skin. So now we're going to pick the crushed cell on the nail plate. You could use the twister to help you, or any nail tools you think is really useful with you. We put it on the bottom part, not put on the top of the nail plate. So for this finger, we already do 2 coats for the color, and to apply some glitter, and to put the crushed cell. And final, we're going to put some small sequins. For those decoration, the gems or the crushed cell is so lightweight, so you won't feel so thick when you're on your nails. So for final, we are going to using the clear powder, or you call it natural powder. You can buy this from our dip powder accessories kit. We're going to use it to protect your nail design, because later we're going to do the filing and buffing. But for our powder, because it is fast drying dipping powder, so its stem could be dried within 30 seconds by itself, no matter what temperature. So here's the point, we need to screw the powder and sprinkle on the nails, then your nails won't feel so thick. So just leave it, we're going to do another nails again for this one. So if you have missed our first nails, we're going to repeat these steps on this finger too. First, you need to apply the number 1, the base, to your entire nail. Brush evenly for every time, from the middle left to the right. You must to make sure it will be brushed evenly and dip into the color powder. Stay for seconds and going to tap off. Now we pick out using a brush to help to brush off any excess powder. So here's points, we're going to apply the base to your entire nail again for the second layer. Normally for our powder, 2 coats is enough, but if you think you want to make the 3rd coat or 4 coats, it's okay, but it may be a little bit thick. So dip into the powder. As you could see, the mouth of the jar is big enough, although the nails are long, but the powder will not make it mix up. And using a brush to tap off every time because you do not want your brush to get dirty by the powder. So now we're going to apply the base again. Every time you need to brush evenly from the middle left to the right. And then, we need to take out our glitter. For this glitter, it's black but with a little bit golden glitter. It's the color from our G6605. For that kit, it's including 12 pieces the super glossy glitter colors. And here's the number 180. So for more live stream, we are going to combine all those colors to show you how to make their powder nails, how to make more nail art designs by those kits. And so we'll find we were going to launch more products, and we have so combination of our powder kits, you will have the favorable price. And for this kit, we have the limited time lightning deal too, on 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. the Pacific Daylight Times on your 21st, on your Friday to August for this kit. And the price is favorable, only around 26 US dollar. So it's so favorable price, just keeping up with us. So we are going to pick the crack cell on the nails, just like that, randomly. You need to use the tweezer to help to press it, to let it more stick with your nail plate. So every time our nail technician like to use the tweezer to help. So final, we are going to decorate it with some sequins. And then final, we need to use the nature powder to help to protect the design. So here's the number 1, the base. We need to apply it again to the entire nail. Do not worry, because for those crack cell sequins and glitter already stick with your nails when you brush it, but not too hard. Just brush the base evenly but slightly, and then screw the clear powder to help to protect the design. I think most of our clients already buy the powder accessories kit. You will get 1 piece the 2-ounce clear powder. It is the fast drying system too, so you do not worry whether it dry or not. It could be dried within 30 seconds by itself. So here's another finger we're going to use in the number 1, the base again, to show you how to make these nails. We need to apply the base to your entire nail and then dip into the powder with 45-degree angle and stay 4 seconds. Let the powder absorb well with the dip glue. And then using the brush to help to tap off. Repeat this step. We need to apply the base to your entire nail again, from the middle left to the right. So do not need to worry the brush get dirty or not. First, if you follow our tutorial step by step, you will find the brush will not easily to get dirty. And another thing is that we have the brush saver on that kit. If you find it's really get hard or get dirty, you could use a brush saver to help you. So for those 2 fingers, we are doing the same design. So we're gonna repeat this step. First, you need to apply the base to your entire nail, from the middle left to the right. Brush evenly every time and dip into the powder. Stay 4 seconds and take out. And using the brush to help you to brush off. So we need to make sure for the second layer, you need to apply this to your entire nail again and brush evenly. And do not let the base to get on your cuticle part. And dip into the powder. Stay for a second and take out. And using a brush to help you. So if you are first using our dip powder accessories kit, using our dip powder kit, actually you need to do it slowly. For this, we are going to use a base. So for the base, here's the essential, the dip glue. So every time when you need to apply the powder, do the application, that you must need to use the base, the number 1. So for the base, you need to keep the cap tightly closed and need to clean the mouth of the bottle every time after using. We need to brush it evenly from the middle left to the right. And dip into the color powder. And stay for a second, take out. And using a brush to help you to tap off. For this brush, you could use it for a long time because for our powders, it is the fresh shine dipping powder. It could be dried within 30 seconds by itself, no matter what temperatures in the room. So by using our GH fast shine dipping powder kit, it could be saving your time. And it's super easy for you if you're first using the dipping powder system. So we're going to use the brush every time to brush off. And now we need to apply the second layer, the base, to your entire nail again. And brush evenly from the middle left to the right. And then dip into the powder, stay 4 seconds. So when you're doing your nails, you are DIY the nail design, you could do this more slow and slightly. So here we're going to keep the cap tightly closed after using. So for this now, we're going to using the black color. For the black color, it is 100, 0, and 8. For this color is the super black color. For the black color, actually it got so many usage. You could use it for deco, to do the decoration, and you can use it to make the marble, and you can use it to do the color block. And when you're doing on your whole nails, just like the simple nails, as you can see, it looks gorgeous. Because for the black, always the fashion color. And for this black color is the super black too. It is not the gray, it is the super black color. So If you find your brush get dirty, you take it away, just leave it for a second. We're going to using the brush to take off any excess powder. So we're going to apply the base. To repeat this now for you, we need to dip into the powder and stay for a second. So we're going to apply the second layer for the base too. And then leave it the brush because it's already dirty. So we're going to dip into the super bright color too. And then by using the brush to help to take off any excess powder. So as you can see under our camera, you can see the brush of the base already get dirty. So if you find the brush get dirty, how to clean it, here's the brush saver. For our number 4 brush savers, when you're doing the dark color, so you can use it to go into do the cleaning. Put it on the bottles and shave it, and then take out. You'll find the brush will be cleaned by the brush saver. And you need to using the lengthy wipe to wipe off any excess liquid. So here's the important part. When you find your brush get dirty, you must to clean it. When you take out, you need to keep the cap tightly closed and to wipe off any excess liquid. Here's the point to avoid the secondary pollution for both liquid. Here's the point. So we are showing you the brush saver how to use. Now here's the point. We're going to do the filing directly. So we're going to do the filing. So guys, I want to remind you for this kit, you have the limited times lining due on your Friday, the 21st of August, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. the Pacific Daylight Time. So for this now, when you see under the camera, for this now, we already covered with the natural powder for this color. So for this powder, you could to do the filing right away. Do not need to apply any activator because for our powder, you do not need to apply any activator before you're doing the filing. Here's the points when you're using our fast drying dipping powder. You do not need to apply the activator to make the powder get dry and then do the filing and buffing. So when you're doing the filing, you need to using the clear powder or the natural powder to protect your design. For our fast drying clear powder, you can buy it from our dip powder accessories kit, and it is with 2 ounce size. So it's durable, you could use it for a long time. But if you're using another brand of the clear powder to protect your nail design, I think it's better you could to apply the activator first and let it dry and then doing the filing and buffing. But if we are using our GHdip, the fast drying dipping powder, the clear powder, you do not need to apply any activator. So for the clear powder, you can use it as the base on the first layer before you doing the color powder, and you can use it as the cover powder when used after doing the nail design. So here's the point. When you're doing the filing, you can find on the screen shop, you can find for this kit, the G651, you have the limited time lightning deal on 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. the Pacific Daylight Time on your Friday, the 21st August. So for the price, it is 26 and 96 US dollar, I think. So for today's design, we select 3 colors, the number 93 and the number 96 and the number 108 from our G651, and 1 color, the number code GH180 from our G6605. So could you get it? It's from our G66. G6605. So here's the point. When you're making this, you could using the nav file or the nav machine to fire off any place you think bumpy or uneven. But actually, if you follow our tutorial to make the design, you'll find every time we don't have this kind of the problems, because we every time to apply the base to your entire nail evenly. So here's the important part. So when you're doing the filing by the machine, you need to fire off the nail plate first to let it evenly, and don't forget the critical part. And when you're using the nail file or any nail drill, the nail machine, you need to put 2 fingers to hold your nails and to avoid to scratch your critical skin. And if you are not so familiar to do the buffing or filing, you need to make it slowly and cannot scratch your critical skin, it will hurt. So we take out the file. For this file, you can find it from our dip powder or accessories kit too. For this file, we are going to use it for the artificial nails to shape it. Every time after doing the nail art designs, we are going to using the nail file to shape the nails. Every time you shape it from the nail edge and the critical part, or the critical parts and turn to the nail edge. So for this nail shape is the coffin shape. Actually, you could do any other shape for your nails, for just like the almond shape, the square shape, and the round shape, and any shape you like. But for the coffin, the ballerina shape, I think is kind of the most popular shape in the world now. But you could choose any shape to fix for your hands and your nails. And then we need to do the buffing. For the buffing, we need to do that from the nail plate first and turn to the critical part. So if you are first to use the buffer, or you are not so familiar how to using the buffer, you need to use it slightly from the nail plate first and turn to the critical part. And for this times, you need to put it a little bit with angles, just like the 45-degree angles that you're going to fire to buffing off. Because for this kind of the buffer, we are going to grinding the nail surface more evenly. because later we are going to apply the activator and the top on the nails to finish the design. So actually, I think most of our clients, they already using our GHdip fast drying dipping powder kits already. It will fine for our powders. It will be really strong stick with your nails and will not easily come off. And for our powder, it could be dried within 30 seconds, so you do not need to worry how long time you need to wait for the activator get dry. So here's the point, and it's more easier for you to use. And I think most of the beginner who just touch the dip system first, they so confused how to use it. But for our GH fast giant dipping powder, it's super easy to use. You could to go to the Amazon.com to search our GHdip to get some reviews from our GHdip. You'll find most of our clients, they like their dip powder well because it's super easy to use, even for the beginner. So it is so adorable and attractive for the home user. So if you are boring at home, if you are hurry to go out, I think it's the most best choice for you to make the dip powder nails by using our GHdip fast giant dipping powder. So actually for the under the camera, under your screen, I think there are the QR code number on your right side, I think. You can scan the QR code and join us into the Facebook group. Actually, for our Facebook group, we normally to have some events. So if you are a real customer, you could get a free gift if you are joining our Facebook group. It's called GHdip. So we got so many now lovers to communicate their experience how to using the fast giant dipping powder too. So we're going to buffer the surface. From the nail plate first, and then to turn to the cuticle part. And for this nail buffer, you can find it from our dip powder accessories kit. And it is with the both side. 100 grit. It is the with extra coarseness and roughness. So it means another side is the 180 grit. For the 180 grits, it's the less coarseness and roughness. So for both sides, it have different grits. So when you're using on the nails, first you need to use the 100 grit to grinding the dip powder nail surface more evenly, and turn to the 180 grit to smooth up your artificial nail edge. And when you doing the buffing from your critical parts, you need to turn to the soft side, the 180 grit, because it won't scratch your critical skin. And when you're doing it, you do not need to buffing too hard and too fast. You need to control the speed and will not let the file or the buffer to scratch your critical skin. It's so important. So just enjoy your nails art process. So as you can see, we could doing the filing and the buffing directly without applying the activator. It's so unique and newest formula on the market now, because when you're doing all this the nails, you do not need to worry the powder get dry or not. But do not worry, the powder will not easily chip off. So how to prevent the powder chipping off? I think the important part is for first, you must push back the cuticle and cut off any excess cuticle part, and you need to dry your nail bed. And what's more, when you're doing the nails, do not let the base to get on your cuticle skin, and do not to apply the base too near the cuticle part. And during the buffing and the filing, you need to make sure every step is completely. And final, do not forget the cuticle part and the cuticle and the nail edge. And what's more, do not overusing the activator if you are choosing our GHdip Fast Shine Dipping Powder kit. So we must be doing the buffing from the nail plate first and turn to the cuticle part. For this nail buffer with both heads, the square head and the round head, so it fits for all kinds of the nail shape. It's kind of the usage way. So final, we need to use a brush to brush off any excess or any dust particles. So for this, the black color, we're going to do this final. And then turn to the nail plate and the cuticle part. So by using the brush, going to brush off any dust particle from your nails. So first, we're going to take all those off now. We need to clean it first. Okay. After the buffing and filing, we're going to using the lint-free wipe to wipe off any excess the dust particle from your nail plate. If you do not have the lint-free wipe, you could using the paper towel. Actually, so now we're going to take the activator. So guys, from now, we're going to apply the first layer of our activator. So until now, we just need to use it only one time during all nail arts process. We need to brush it evenly on your nail plate with light layer. From the nail plates, you need to see with a very thin layer, we're going to apply that. And then we're going to take our number 3, the top. For our number 3, the top, we use it 2 times, 2 coats. For the first layer, you need to brush evenly, but with thin layer. Oh, forgot it. For this now, we're going to decorate with the decals, the diamond. We already seen this already dry. The first layer, half dry but still sticky. We're going to apply the second layer on. So here's the key points. I think most of our clients, they know this key point already. When the first layer half dry but still sticky, we're going to apply the second layer on. And this time we are going to do the decoration with it. A little bit small the diamond, and makes your designs looks not so boring and looks more full of with different kind of the things. So now here's the point. When we apply the first layer, you must be brushed evenly. For the first layer, brush evenly. Actually, for every layer, you must be applied it evenly. So when you see the first layer half dry but still sticky, so what is the point when you see this half dry? Because you will see that the surface a little bit matte, a little bit damp. We're going to apply the second layer on. For the second layer, we are going to apply it much more than the first layer. And brush evenly for every time. As you can see, our black color is super black. Although you're just using the black color, it won't be look so lonely. It looks fashion, but not too old style. So we're going to apply the first layer for our top finger. So wait a second. Wait a second, then when you see the surface get a little bit damp, half dry but still sticky, we're going to apply the second layer on. Do not to wait it totally dry, because for this system, it's not totally dry. You must be let it half dry but still sticky, and then to apply the second layer directly. So we need to wait around 1 minute. But we will not let you wait. We're going to repeat the step for another nails. We already do the buffing and the filing. Now we're going to apply the activator. For the activator, you just need to use it only one time during the whole nail art process. So for now, we are going to apply this on the first layer, the only one layer for our activator. You need to apply the activator thin and to get on your nails with thin layer. So for the activator, because it is the volatile liquid, actually you need to keep the cap tightly closed every time. So now after the activator, for this finger, we're going to do the decoration by the gems. So first, we need to do this now first. We need to apply the first layer. When you see they half dry but still sticky, a little bit damp, we're going to apply the second layer of the top to your entire nail. Every time, brush evenly, don't forget the nail edge. And using the tweezer to help you to put the gems to stick with your nails. And actually for the gems, you need to select the smallest as you can, then it will not easily to come off. So return to another fingers. For another finger, we already do the application for the activator. So here's our number 3, the top. For the top, we are going to use it 2 times. And when you see they half dry, the little bit damped on the nail surface, I think if you are using our fast giant dipping powder kits, you will see how it looks. It just the surface a little bit matte. We're going to apply the second layer on. And for our top coat, it could be dried faster than other brands on the market within 1 minute if you are using this system. Actually, for our dip glue, you can use it for any other brand's powder too, without brown pea problem. So first, we need to apply this very thin layer for the first. Every time, keep your brush flat and brush evenly. Just like that, to brush evenly from the middle left to the right. And then, when you go back for the second, you need to apply the second layer to your entire nail for the top. from the middle left to the right. So let it dry, air dries within 1 minute. So because our model is wearing the fake nails, so you can see the designs on the fake nails looks gorgeous. When you're doing your own nail, if your nails are short, you could select any designs you want and to make your nail looks more good. So here's our tutorial of this kit today. We're going to show you this for you how it looks, and actually later we're going to take some photos, and then you could find it from our Facebook group. So guys, for this kit we have 6 winter colors like this, including 1 black colors. And those colors you can select for making any designs for those 6 colors. For this kit, we have the limited time sliding due on your Fridays. It is the 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. the Pacific Daylight Time for the G651. For this kit, you will get it just using around 26 or 27 US dollars. So see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye. This is Joyce. Bye.